Hi, my name is Lori Schmidt, and I am here to give you all a discussion about the group that I led for peer support for women who have experienced sex trafficking, exploitation, and/or domestic violence, as well as recovering from substance abuse. This meeting took place on August 1st at 1 p.m. We held the meeting for 1 hour, and the location was on campus at City of Refuge, where House of Cherith resides in Atlanta, Georgia. We had 12 participants in the group, and we also were able to utilize our intern from the summer as the co-leader. The purpose of the meeting is to offer peer support to survivors of trafficking, exploitation, and/or domestic violence that are in recovery from substance abuse. I am currently the addiction recovery specialist at House of Cherith, and I've led this group for 6 months. So we meet every Friday at 1 p.m. on the campus of City of Refuge, and this group has just been the highlight of my week. The group dynamics and the content and the process of the group, as a leader, the processes I try to ensure are based on cooperation rather than coercion, as Forsyth indicates is a very important aspect of being a leader. I always set clear goals and roles, ensuring that I begin by introducing myself as the group leader, along with introducing our intern. Her name was Anna Lee. Anna Lee would help assist throughout the group by writing notes on the board in case any of our participants wanted to take notes, as far as just noting the coping skills that they were sharing with one another. I feel like it's important, and it offers cohesiveness in the group. If someone has had a particular challenge that week and they were able to experience a win out of that challenge, I like for each lady to share what type of coping skill that she used to get over that hurdle, whether that be journaling, breath techniques. We talk about cognitive behavioral theory, whereas, someone may have some negative thoughts. How did you change that around? Or dialectical, DBT, where maybe they had some experience, some anxiety or frustration, how maybe they use breath work, just to name a few. So many coping skills offered in CBT and DBT work. And I like to point out, as the ladies share with us, like whether that is a cognitive behavioral theory or a dialectical behavioral theory, whether it's, mindfulness or grounding. So as I was explaining, we do go over clear goals of the group. We want to make sure that each participant respects the confidentiality of the group, so that they don't, conclude the group and then go back into their communal living space and discuss maybe a certain challenge that someone had that, they had not been a part of. We want to make sure that they do respect one another, and respect that confidentiality and sharing. So that is one of the biggest norms of the group. We base our group much like a 12-step group, and so we don't follow NA and AA, but they did give us a great model, and I believe in 12-step integration. So for our group, we wanted to have 12 steps that were a little bit more compassionate. So we took the 12 steps from NA and AA and made them a little more trauma informed. So as we flow through the group, we take time to introduce one another, and we shared an icebreaker. So an icebreaker was a fun fact about each other. And so these are fun things that we can do that allow to know a person on a bigger level. A fun fact about me is that I have an irrational fear of balloons. And so all of the ladies think that that's really funny because we use balloons in a lot of the celebrations that we have. And so I can also, give a minute to say, I know that balloons don't really have any danger, but they're just something that has always been a phobia to me. So it's just fun. I think it brings cohesivity to the group, cohesiveness, so sorry. to just share some fun things that are not truly evident in our everyday life. So as we go over the icebreaker, I feel like that makes everyone feel a little more lighthearted. And then we move into task. And so I have one of the participants that she will read out an excerpt from Just for Today, which is, based off of the 12-step model. But it offers a lot of encouragement. I feel like it really sets the tone for the meeting. So a lot of times these talk about forgiveness or gratitude, just to name a few. So she'll read off Just for Today, as well as going over the trauma-informed 12 steps that we have created together, which in writing those, you can also see that there's cohesiveness as the ladies have some agency over what they did, because we all wrote those as a group. So it's fun to go over those every week. As the leader, it's my duty to demonstrate active listening and reflecting by modeling good communication, by paraphrasing, summarizing, and validating group member input. So a lot of times I'll, reassure them by saying, okay, so I hear that you said that you were stressed out because maybe you had a tense situation with another resident or a family member. Would you, want to further explain what coping skills that you used? Or sometimes I will ask for a little bit more input, really because genuinely I'm interested, but I think it also gives agency to each group member as they know that we're really truly interested in how they accomplish the things that they did this week. In order to manage the group processes, it's my role to ensure that the participants don't go over their 4-minute time of sharing. And so I always try to give like a 30-second warning and say, okay, it's about time to pass on to the next participant. I have to manage conflict constructively. It's important to manage conflict, especially when the group members may have experienced discord among one another. In our communal living space, it's important to maintain group cohesion, as Forsyth indicates. Throughout the meeting, I'm sure to monitor and evaluate progress of the group to ensure we're staying on task. That was another aspect that I also do task relationships. So I explain the task at hand, but also the relational piece of that as a leader. So I do have a huge focus on building cohesion. It's important as we develop trust through consistency, transparency, fairness. Cohesion is further established by encouraging social bonds within the group, as Forsyth has indicated. As far as my self-assessment, we've been meeting regularly and I feel confident in my leadership skills in the group. The only challenge I faced was managing conflict, as 2 of the participants had conflict earlier in the week, and they were able to share their perspectives and how they utilized healthy coping skills. And so I felt like by the end of the session that that had been resolved. The highlight of the group was being able to celebrate the wins of each group member and also learn from them as they share healthy coping skills in order to reach their goals. I feel I can enhance my group by offering opportunities for other group members to co-lead and invite them to contribute their ideas for weekly tasks for the group. Sometimes I do tend to run out of ideas, and I think it gives agency to each group member as they're involved in some of the task-related situations. As I said before, this group is the highlight of my week. And I feel that we definitely established the task at hand because that we were paid attention to the time management as well as conflict resolution. We were able to stay on task. I feel that each member experienced a level of cohesiveness, and their spirits were lifted once it was concluded. So I felt like this meeting was a great success. I've learned a lot about the importance of leadership through this, and I look forward to continuing the group forever. So thank you.